Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at what do you need to let go of or what do you need to surrender before the end of this year. And once again, towards the end of the video, we're almost going to be taking a look into the vibe of 2023 for you. I'm also going to be suggesting, a ritual which you can use in your practice to let go of anything that you may want to get rid of in the year 2022. Yeah, so as always, you have 3 piles in front of you. Please make sure to select one that really speaks to you, and of course you can do that on the basis of the images. Today you can do that on the basis of the things written on the cards, and of course the feathers are there, so it all depends on what really speaks to you. I'll give you some time and then we start with pile 1, and please remember there is no right or wrong. If you want to select more than one pile, you're welcome to do that. I'll give you some time and then we start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've selected pile 1, then these are the things that you need to let go of or release before the end of the year. And there's a lot that we're going to be looking into, so we'll just dive into it. Yeah. Now, for you pile 1, the first thing that you need to let go of before the end of the year is low self-esteem. See, it's like I'm not here to tell you that you have low self-esteem throughout the year. It comes in phases and it goes in phases. When you have something big to do, it's like you question yourself, will I be able to do this? Will I not be able to do this? Am I worthy enough? Am I good enough? So that tendency of yours, you need to let go of. That low self-esteem which acts as a barrier between you and your love life, between you and your abundance, between you and success. That is something that you need to release and let go of before the end of the year. And please make sure as you release that, you invite confidence in your life. Yeah, because that confidence is something that you need. I'm also going to be telling you about the release ritual later point. Now, for you pile 1, the one thing that you need to surrender to, and this is the best part, is to surrender to the magic of who you are. You as a person, pile 1, are magical. You have so many beautiful qualities. You have this magnetic quality to you to begin with. And the thing about you is you have such a unique essence, but you don't understand about yourself. You underestimate yourself to a huge level, and that is something that you need to let go of. You need to let go of that part of you that underestimates you. And then surrender to who you truly are, the magical qualities about you. Yeah, because it is that magic in you that draws all sort of beautiful things in your life. So when you surrender to that magic of who you are, the beautiful person that you are, you'll invite more of what actually deserves to come into your life. Yeah. Now, for you pile 1, you also need to let go of a little bit of stubbornness. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens is you become really rigid. You guys are like the kind of people who are very likely to say my way or the highway. Yeah. And sometimes you don't even realize that you're stubborn. When somebody points out like, wow, you're really stubborn, you're like, me? That's not me. I'm like the most flexible person on planet Earth. But sometimes that may not be the case. Yeah. So please understand this. This actually comes out when it comes to your communication pattern. The way you say things makes the other person feel like you're stubborn. So then you have to work on your communication skills. Whatever you want to say, please say it. Communication is your right, but say it in a way that is slightly more loving. And that doesn't make you feel like or look like you're stubborn. Okay? That's something you need to release. And also, I think this is the most important part of your release ceremony, and that is your attachment to results. See, sometimes what happens is the things you want in your life, the things you want to manifest in your life, you hold on to them so tightly, or you keep repeating about it again and again in your head. You constantly obsess about it again and again. And what happens is you sabotage it in the end by holding on to it too tightly. Sometimes these negative effects can also come into your relationships. Like you hold on to a person so tightly, you're so possessive about them maybe, that they want to break away from you, similar to any goals that you have. So when it comes to anything, a relationship, an object, a goal, have that intention, do the best you can, and know that the rest the divine controls. So surrender your attachment to it, surrender that obsessive part of you towards it. All right, I'll also give you a couple of messages that will help you in order to surrender these things. Okay, now the very first one for you, pile one. See, what is happening, a lot of these things that are a part of you is as a result of the tough times that you've gone through. Maybe something happened that made you question yourself, which brought about the low self-esteem. People really doubted your capacity. People were like, you can't do it. And that made you sort of doubt the magic of who you are. And maybe there are people in your life who don't listen to you, which makes you stubborn. Yeah? And I feel like that is going to come to an end because this is an end of a tough cycle for you. Yeah, so I feel like as you get into the new year, automatically things will start to get better as the planets shift in certain positions for you. And as the tough cycle comes to an end, once again with the Capricorn energy, this may be an influence of Saturn. Now you could be going through, one of the phases of Saturn, like the 7.5 period or 2.5 period, or a certain position of Saturn in your life may be such that it makes you a certain way. But it is the end of a tough cycle, so things will naturally get better for you. Of course, you can make the effort yourself. Now, of course, reading about things can also help you. So when it comes to your self-esteem, okay, maybe reading a book about it will help you. Maybe you need to get some tools and use those tools in your life. So once again, reading about books, Louise Hay is amazing when it comes to self-esteem. She will help you gather tools that will help you become a better person and have more confidence in yourself. Now, for a couple of you, crystal therapy may actually help you. See, crystal therapy, I'll tell you, for you personally, you can work with rose quartz. Because rose quartz will actually help you, make your heart a little bit more easier. If you're holding on to that stubbornness, rose quartz will really help you there. Once again, rose quartz will heal your heart chakra. So automatically you'll start falling in love with yourself. And when you start falling in love with yourself, the low self-esteem will also disappear for you. But working with crystals, channeling that energy of that crystal in your life may also help you heal a lot of the things that you need to release before the end of the year. Yeah. Now, one thing that you can do to help you release these things from your life is to take your power back. Now, once again, makes me think about the things that you've gone through in your life. See, I feel like, when it comes to you, pile one, people have contributed really, really negatively to your headspace. This could be your parents, these could be your siblings, your teachers who were around you, or peers. But something happened that made you give your power away. And in the quest of getting your power back, you've become stubborn. You've become like a perfectionist. You are very attached to the results. So you need to remember, you have to sort of unlearn a certain lessons in your life. Maybe books really, really will help you with that. Books relating to psychology may also help you. And then, more than anything else, surrender to God. And ask God to heal you. The parts of you that are unhealed. Because as you start healing those parts, automatically your power will come back. Automatically, as your power comes back, you'll be able to become very confident. You will know how magical you are. And the stubbornness and the attachment to results will actually go out too. So it's about taking your power back first, and everything else is just a tool. This is going back to your original self, the self that you were born with, that was chipped away as time passed away. Yeah. Now, one thing I'll tell you, see, you get triggered by certain things. Yeah, maybe somebody says to you and it triggers you to be stubborn. Somebody says to you and you get triggered to, this low self-esteem part of you. In which case, you have to go back and ask yourself, what dialogues trigger me? What conversations with people trigger me? Because once you understand these triggers and you work on them, maybe through reading books, through crystal therapy, that will help you release these parts of you automatically. See, this is not just work that happens, immediately in one day, which is exactly why I've tried to do this a month in advance, a month and a half, in fact, so that you can get into this process. And after the 1 month period, as you start the new year, you can start as a new person in your life. Yeah, but you have to identify trigger points, because these trigger point identification will help your process much more easier. Now, also, patience is something that you need. Okay, patience in dealing with other people and patience with yourself and the process of life is something that you need to learn a little bit. And remember this, you have to love yourself. Palwan, I see a lack of self-love in you. You may have bits and pieces here and there of self-love, but that self-love is not complete. Because had that self-love been complete, you would have known how magical you are. Had that self-love been complete, you would have not had the self-esteem issue that you have currently. Yeah? So most importantly, develop self-love. Because as you learn to love yourself completely and unconditionally, in the way your creator does, and only your creator can, you will naturally be able to let go of all of these things from your life. And I also wanted to end up this video on a beautiful note. So once you release this, and I'm very confident you are, okay, now I'm going to tell you the ritual first that you need to do. Now, as you know, I personally work a lot with Sai Baba. Yeah? So what you have to do is, before you begin this ceremony on your own, sit one fine day, breathe in, breathe out, and be very, very calm when it comes to your energy. And speak to Baba. Tell Baba that you need his help in surrendering your low self-esteem. You need his help when it comes to surrendering to the magic of who you are. You need his help when it comes to surrendering your stubbornness and your attachment to results. Ask him to intercede on your behalf, to ask things from the kingdom of God. And have faith that through his intercession, you will be able to get over all of this before the beginning of the new year. And you have to have faith in it. You have to have faith that Baba has interceded on your behalf. And once that faith is really, really strong, you can begin the new year with a new you. And interestingly, the word of the year for the year 2023 for you is stillness. So any internal issues that you're going through right now, maybe because of the tough cycle that you're into, the new year will resolve it for you. Before the new year, I promise you it will be getting resolved if you work on this. If you work on this process with me. See, most important is your faith in Sai Baba, that he is listening to you and he has already interceded on your behalf to release everything to the divine. And then when you start the new year by believing that you're a child of God and your life is as beautiful as you intend it to be. Because I tell you this, the next year, the year 2023, or whichever year you find this video in, is going to be beautiful. It is going to be a year that finds you getting inner harmony in your body, mind and spirit. And your life will be what you want it to be. It will be a year that you get to decide what colors you want to invite in your life. It will be a year for you where you get to decide what emotions you want to experience. That it will be a year when you get to decide which relationships you want to include and which you don't want. It is a year that will bring you stillness, that will bring you harmony and peace of mind. That is what I find the year 2023 to be like for you. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 2, then these are the things that you need to let go of or release before the end of the year. Let's see what are the things that you need to release. I'm also going to be helping you with a ritual that you have to do to release these things effectively and tools that may help you in the process. Now, for you, pile 2, the first thing that you need to surrender before the end of this year is negative thinking. Please only invite the things that you in your life you really, really want to have. Yeah? So please make sure you consciously surrender negative thinking. Yeah? And one way to surrender negative thinking is, as soon as you realize you're thinking negatively, you have a positive affirmation in its place. Yeah? So once again, you get a beautiful book when it comes to affirmations. I'll try and leave a link in the comment section down below. And if I forget, please come and remind me. But check first if I've forgotten. Yeah? But that is there for you. Now, for you, pile 2, one more thing that you need to surrender before the end of the year is your addictions. Now, addictions have a lot of faces. Addiction to watching too much television, Netflix, other things on YouTube. This could be addictions relating to particular substances, food. This could be addiction relating to people, relationship patterns. Yeah, see, we all know what we are addicted to at some level or not. But since this is highlighted, you may want to reflect on it a little bit. Because as I mentioned, some things you're not conscious of when it comes to your life. Now, for you, pile 2, you also need to let go of the fear of intimacy. Yeah? See, not every person you meet is going to hurt your feelings. But if you don't allow people to come in, you're always going to be alone in the deepest parts of you. Like, you'll probably have people in your life, but somewhere you will always feel like, oh, why don't I have people who understand me? It is because you've created walls. Sometimes you have a tendency of misunderstanding what people are trying to say. Like, they're saying something, you're listening to something else entirely, and because of which that intimacy is blocked. Please surrender that so that we can welcome beautiful emotions and beautiful relationships in 2023. And wow, this is really powerful. You have to surrender to your intuition. Your intuition always is telling you something. Always. I won't be surprised if your intuition has already told you that you have these issues, because that is how powerful your intuition is. So then you have to really accept that you're very, very intuitive. And once you become intuitive, it's like it's going to be this aha moment where you're like, wow, I already know this. Why did I not act on it? Yeah? So surrender to your intuition. I'm also going to be taking a couple of more tools that are going to be helping you in the process of releasing all of this. Now, for you, pile 2, your confidence is the key for your success. Okay, so maybe the reason why you're thinking negatively always because you're not confident in your own skin. Yeah, maybe the reason why you fear this intimacy is because you're not confident of your own abilities. You're not confident that you'll be accepted for the way you are and for whoever you are, no matter what you are like as a person. So please develop that confidence to invite new people in, to invite relationships that you know will be right for you, and please let go of these things, whatever these addictive things may be for you. So confidence will help you get over all of these things that are not right for you. Now, also for you, working with your ancestors may be a key for these things. I'll tell you one thing, okay, and this is like something that I really deeply believe in. If your ancestors are not happy with you, or if your ancestors are dissatisfied, then it's like, their curse comes on you. And because of their curse, it's like you'll be negative all the time. You'll have some or the other kind of addiction. You'll have a fear of intimacy and can translate into a number of things. So the most important thing for you to remember is, no matter what, beginning of the year, middle of the year, every single day, keep your ancestors happy. In your mind, say a prayer as soon as you wake up and send it to your ancestors. Any chant will do, any mantra that you know will do, or just a sincere prayer that, God, I'm praying for my ancestors. Release them from any negative karma that they have and send positivity in their direction. Even this prayer is enough. It doesn't have to be anything specific. If you know a specific prayer, that you can do. But keep your ancestors happy, because as they bless you, these things will automatically, with time, will go out of your life. See, keeping ancestors happy easily takes around 2 to 3 months. So make this a process so that they can go to the next level, and then, your life will become easier. Now, one way that you can do on the early plane, now not the plane of spirituality, to help yourself with the release process is get into yoga. See, yoga has an ability to take care of your chakras. And as your chakras get clear, as your chakras are more aligned, automatically they start functioning at a beautiful level. And once the chakra functions at a beautiful level, you'll be very positive. Your health will improve. Yeah, once your health improves, your mindset improves, automatically you'll be able to let go of your addictions. And you'll be taking your life in a beautiful direction entirely. The magical properties of yoga are numerous. Yeah. So please, 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 even if this is for 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, do some yogic exercises. Pranayama, deep breathing may also help you. Yeah. Now, again, pranayama. So breathing, deep breathing. Yeah. And see, as you inhale, think that you're taking positive energy in. And as you exhale, think of yourself as surrendering all of these things out of your body. And make this a process. Do it for at least, 2-3 minutes. Every single day, begin with this, at least for the next 1 month. That may be something if you cannot get into yoga. But working with your ancestors, it's compulsory for you. Please do that. Now, when it comes to your life, especially when it comes to the negative thinking and especially when it comes to the addictions and intimacy part, some things trigger you. Like these triggers can be numerous, especially when it comes to addictions, Something happens, your emotions are disturbed and you're like, going into your addictions. You're thinking negatively about things. You're thinking negatively about everything in your life. Sometimes, some people also trigger some emotions in you. Memory of the past, that also triggers something in you. You have to discover your triggers, okay? Because I can only give you things that I know work for different people. So identify your triggers. So these are the way that you can help yourself. Yeah. And most importantly, for you, pile 2, focus on love. When you focus on love, you are focused on a beautiful positive energy, in which case negativity will go, addictions will go. And when you're focusing on love, you'll know that it's okay to be intimate with another person. It's okay to let somebody else in. And it's okay to know that no matter what has happened in your past, the future can be different. You have to focus on love and you have to focus that good things will happen for you. One thing, however, I need to warn you, there is also a possibility on your part or a tendency on your part to judge people harshly. Okay, to look for the things in others that are not right instead of looking for the things in others that are actually right. Yeah, once again, it is negative thinking on your behalf. So focus on love. Invite the energy on love. Yeah, so once again, when you breathe in, imagine pure love, the divine love coming in. And when you release everything that is against the energy of love. And I really want to, sort of end this video on a good note. So I'm going to be telling you a ritual. So as you guys know, I really work with the energy of Sai Baba. I include Sai Baba's cards and, his presence in my video all the time. And before I started this video, I sat and I meditated and I prayed for each and every person who will watch this video, no matter when you'll watch this. Now, what I want you to do is find a quiet time in your house, in the morning, in the evening, whenever you find time. And write down on a piece of paper all of these things. Write down like, I have surrendered my negative thinking. I have surrendered my addictions. I have surrendered my fear of intimacy. And I have surrendered to my intuition. Yeah? And then imagine yourself invoking the energy of Sai Baba and ask him to intercede on your behalf to the highest power, to the energy of God. And ask him to help you release all of these things. And then ask for him to pray on your behalf to God, because of course he is closer to God than we are. And then believe in your mind that his intercession has worked and your prayers are answered. Yeah, please do that. And then have faith that everything that you've released has gone out of your life permanently. And then focus on the energy of love and only love. Remember, do this only once. Okay? Just do this once and believe with 100% that all of these negative things are out of your life. Believe it. Set it free. It's gone. And as I wrap this video, I wanted you to get into the vibe of 2023, and the vibe of 2023 is that of invocation for you. You chose this word, so that is the word for you. It's about ceremony. And it's about what you invoke in your life. That is going to be what your year looks like. So you, more than anybody else, have a huge responsibility. So before the end of the year, maybe this is the 31st of the year, this could be 25th, whichever day you feel is right. Write down a list about all the things that you want to invoke in your life. Yeah, write down an entire list. Don't miss anything. And once again, go into a calm place and invite the energy of Sai Baba. And once again, give him this list, tell him about everything that you want, and ask him to intercede on your behalf to God to ask all of these things to actually come for you. So you are going to be doing two things, 2 times that is. One is the release part, and the second is before the beginning of the year, you're going to be doing it again. And once again, believe with 100% faith that you have what you asked for. Don't think that am I going to receive it, I'm not going to receive it. Don't go into the negative habit. That's gone out of your life. Believe that you've received it. Because for you, the word is invocation. And remember, this word is going to continue with you, because that is the way I've asked in your prayer. Anything that you keep asking for through prayer, especially the prayer that I asked you to do, you'll get it. Yeah. So you may want to save this video somewhere, include it in your playlist, maybe in your own channel or whatever, and listen to this time and again. So whenever you want to invoke something, you will know which prayer to say, because this is a specific prayer, because I have prayed for your prayers to be answered. Please know this. Believe that your wishes will be granted. That is the most important thing. Believe. Because I believe for you 100%. Now you better match my belief. I'll leave you here with nothing but my blessings and prayers once again for your life. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 3, then these are the messages that you need to receive about what to let go of or surrender before the end of this year. Alright, I'm gonna start off with you. So, the very first thing that you need to release is your defensiveness. Yeah? See, defensiveness is when somebody is telling you something and you're like, that's not true, that's not true, without even asking yourself, is there an iota of what this other person is saying true? That is defensiveness. Yeah. See, communicate in a free way. If somebody is telling you, I feel this is something that you need to work on, tell them in return that, okay, if that is what I feel, I'll really, really reflect on it. Yeah. Once again, it's like what happens is when we are defensive, the other person also gets on the defensive. And when you show the willingness to work on it or at least reflect on it, then once again, the communication lane is open. That's something that you need to do. So whenever you take a non-defensive stance, your life will get easier. So before the end of the year, you need to surrender your defensiveness. Now, something else that you need to let go of is unhealthy relationship patterns for that matter. So if you have a tendency of falling for the same kind of people that are unavailable, people that are not right for you, but you let them in anyway, or toxic people, and toxic people have so many qualities, and then surrender to release that. Yeah. Now, something else that you need to surrender is to inner peace. Sometimes when everything is right, you rob yourself of that inner peace by thinking and overthinking and thinking time and again. Yeah. So please make sure to give yourself time to have that inner peace, because likely you are also people who are workaholics or too dedicated to what you do. So give yourself space for that inner peace. That something is in your hands, okay? This is not in anybody else's hand. If you invite peace in, if you give time for those meditative moments, they'll come very easily. So this is the easiest version for you. And surrender to what is. Sometimes you fight against what is. You are the kind of people, you don't accept things the way they are. See, healing or just for things to get better, acceptance is what is important. What is what is important. Once again, your defensiveness. It's like Even though truth is like really, really, looking at you in the eye, you're defensive about it. You're like, that's not true, that's not true. Yeah. So once again, accepting reality for what it is compassionately, with compassion towards yourself and others, that is something you have to do. That will make your life so much more easier. Yeah. So this is what you have to surrender, and I'm also going to help you with ways that you can do this. Now, for you, it is by bringing more love into the situation. So once again, when it comes to defensiveness, it talks about a lack of love. And same with unhealthy relationship. It talks about a lack of love for yourself. So build on that love. And sometimes lack of love for the people in your life as well. Because, you don't accept things for who they are. And sometimes you don't accept people for who they are. So love is the answer. Become more loving. How do you invite inner peace? It's by being more loving towards yourself. By holding loving thoughts. So when you bring love into your life, when you bring love into the situation, automatically things will improve for you. Also, okay, now this is the most beautiful part. Talk to angels. Working with angels will help you a lot more. I feel like, a part of you is damaged because of relationships, which makes you defensive, which makes you sort of, not want to embrace what is. Yeah. So whatever it is, even in order to bring that inner peace in, talk to your angels. Through angel therapy, by just communication, things will get much more easier. And once again, I feel like you need to learn this. Learn how to work with yourself. Learn how to surrender unhealthy relationships. Learn to welcome new ideas and learn to welcome a new way of thinking. It's little difficult, I know, but remember, you guys are pile 3. You guys are old souls. So especially with old souls, you come with very, very specific patterns. And it's not like you're wrong, but you're wrong in the way you deal with things. And that is what you need to unlearn when it comes to your life. And another way that you'll be able to take care of this is through sound healing. Once again, what you can do is, you have these sound bowls. And if you don't have a sound bowl, you can just use a video on YouTube. Pick any video that is beautiful and harmonious. And get into a meditative state with that video. And tell yourself that you're going to be releasing all of this. Preferably a sound bowl video. But sound healing will help you get rid of this. Sound healing will put you in a place that will help you connect with your angels too. And bring more love into the situation. Yeah. And see, I'll tell you what, you guys are like too hard on yourself, okay? I'll just say this out loud. You guys are very hard on yourself. You feel like, you cannot catch a break. You guys are maybe workaholics, or you want everything to happen according to a pattern or a particular time limit, which cannot work that way. So please take a break. See, some things that you're trying to accomplish, it is a life's work. Okay? Your goals cannot be met overnight. They take time, like every good thing in life. So go easy on yourself. I feel like there is a lot of lack of self-love and self-understanding on your behalf. And I feel like for that, you have to sort of, learn how to work with yourself first. Yeah? Be easy on yourself. Once again, you need that inner peace, and only you can give yourself that inner peace. I wish I could do that for you. I'll of course do that with my prayers, time and again. But help yourself and help me in this process. Let's together pray for you guys. Yeah, I'm going to make that a priority on my list. But take a break. Yeah, and see, with you, I feel like a lot of what is not right with you right now in your life is because of your foundations, is because of the conditioning that you've come with. And this conditioning has come to you from your family. I feel like you belong to a family of high achievers maybe, or your family expects too much of you, or maybe there are certain toxic people in your family, okay? And their contribution to the way you are is enormous. So, I just want to give you guys a hug, I just really feel I'm just getting so emotional because I really understand where this comes from. Yeah, and it is a process. If this is something that you're born with, it is an incredible process. So go easy on yourself. And I understand why you're so hard on yourself then. Remember to love yourself. Remember that, please. Just fall in love with yourself the way you are. When you're here, you're a part of my Teacup family. We are a family. This is your family too. This is not just my family. We are all in this together. We are going to be walking each other home. Remember this. So I love you. Our family loves you. And you are great the way you are. And I just want you to have a beautiful life. And I know you guys will have it. I'm just putting it out there to the universe. Yeah? So no matter what foundations you come with, when the new year begins, this is what you're going to be having. A rebirth. Because I'm putting out all the intentions that I can really possess within me to come out. And I'm also going to be telling you the ritual that you're supposed to be doing. And I please, I sincerely request you that you do this ritual. Sit in one place quietly, preferably, with some kind of a meditative sound going on in the background. And think to yourself, what are the things that you need to release? If you feel like there are certain extra ones other than these, have a list ready. And when you're ready, really ready, you can cry it out before that, okay? Just cry it out if you need to. Let things go. Let emotions go. And then invoke the energy of Sai Baba. Because before I started this video, I've already asked him to help you in this process. So his help is with you. I can really tell you that. Invite him in and tell him that these are the things that you need help with. Yeah? And ask him too if he feels you need help in some areas, because he'll help you above and beyond where you can help yourself, because he looks into your heart, he sees your heart. Yeah? And then ask him to intercede on your behalf to the highest power. And then believe that his intercession has worked, and through his intercession, all of the issues that you're facing in your life are out. And imagine that God has answered yes to each and every prayer of yours. Whatever your prayers are, whether these are release prayers or these are prayers about invoking anything in your life. Yeah? Imagine that God has said yes. And then know that the life that you lived so far is done, and the year 2023 is going to be marking a year of rebirth for you. And it's going to be a life that you want to live, and only the kind of life that you want to live on your own terms. And believe in it. Because I sincerely feel like the word of the year for your 2023 is rebirth. Because remember, especially if you have chosen this card based on what it says, then you have chosen the rebirth part for your own self. I'm really happy you did that, because I feel like it's beautiful. And I just pray with the depths of my heart that you get this rebirth. Because if there's anybody who deserves this, it's you. But overall, these are the things that you need to release, let go of, and be blessed by the end of it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.